Welcome back, everybody. Mapping your move. Today, we're headed down south, Houston, Texas. JoJo, you want to give the camera a look today? Or are you just going to hang out?
I was hanging out, Jackson. We got a lot prepared for everybody today.
So this is an area that you may not have heard too much about, Manvel, Texas. This is kind of JoJo's old stomping grounds back in the day.
Well, kind of close.
Farm country living. But a lot of explosive growth over there. Great deals, and we've actually had a few clients move to the particular area we're going to talk about. 99 is going to be coming through. This area is going to blow up, and you guys need to know about it.
They need to know.
I got to hit the music, though, because this is
Let's
mapping
get it.
Your move.
To Houston, Texas suburbs.
Okay, so what we're going to do, and what we do every single week, is we bring up the actual maps, and we talk about every suburb and city, because we want you guys to actually know what's going on in these areas, and it also allows you to choose the right spot, but also kind of rule out a lot of areas. So we've done this, for the past few months. You guys are absolutely loving it. We're getting a lot of reach outs. So make sure you guys are commenting what areas you want us to go film, what ones you want us to do the mapping your move, and all of that stuff. So today, JoJo,
What you got, Jackson?
let's get into the map, and we're going to talk about where we're at, what it's close to, what's coming, and why people need to put this.
All right, so it's known as the
radar.
other south side. It's not completely south. 45 south going to Galveston is the true south. However, it is somewhat about 40 minutes to the coast. And no, you're not in Hurricane Alley there as well.
Oh, that's a good point. Got to let them know that.
Yes.
Although you will see, as you saw in our video on Saturday, they do put the screws around the windows and doors so that you can board.
So you're
those
not in a
things up.
flood zone.
Yeah.
But, I'm just going to get that out the way because,
Yep.
I think people, it's like deer in the headlights the minute you hear, 40 minutes to the coast.
Right.
Yep. I think it's a little bit longer. I could map it.
Yeah, people think south of Houston.
Yeah.
But yeah, again.
Yeah,
we can bring it up on the
Yeah,
MLS.
we'll bring it up. So where we're at is we're down 288.
Bring it up on the map.
Let's
Come
bring
on,
it up.
you're
Let's
just
get
talking
the
about
map. Yeah, it makes sense when we're
Be
on the
about
map.
it. Don't
So
talk
be
about it. Be
right?
about it.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right, so right here. Now, don't get confused because, a lot of people who are shopping out here, keep in mind, we've helped a lot of clients between me and the team sell homes out in Meridiana and the general area.
Yeah.
You might talk to people and you're looking to buy there. It might be Iowa Colony. You might hear Manvel. You might hear Rose Sharon.
Yep.
These were all little towns that are now combined and kind of they're all encompassing together. And basically, it's the new outskirts of Pearland because Pearland was the booming place forever.
Yeah,
right?
we need to probably do Pearland, but Pearland is another one of those. It's just built out. It's aged.
It's built out.
Older.
Yes. Yep. I've spent a few years in Pearland in my younger days, right outside of high school.
What was it like?
It was it's a lot different from what it is now.
Yeah.
I lived in the heart of Pearland. Everything expanded to 288, and that's what you see today, and that's kind of what most people talk about.
I get
that
you.
really didn't exist there when I was there.
So a lot of this over here that we're talking about today was because Pearland's built out, and then people wanted to live near it.
So Iowa Colony, all those areas, there basically was nothing there. I had grandparents that lived on 50 acres out there off of 288 where we're talking about today.
Gotcha.
And none of that was there at the time.
Perfect. Well, why don't you expand that map just a touch so they can get a good reference point of where we're at?
So here we go. We always start with downtown Houston. Here we are. We're going to head out south on 288 right here, this corridor. Mm-hmm. The cool thing about 288, and I'm not going to say that every freeway is congested.
Yep.
However, this one does have a toll, and we take that every time we get out there, right, Jackson?
Yep. But what does that mean?
So that means you're going to pay to have a quicker commute, not have the congestion.
How do those operate, though, if you could explain what an actual toll road is here in Houston, the importance of them, how they flow, all that kind of stuff?
The importance of them, it's almost, there's no way around it.
Yeah.
Back in the days, our major toll was Beltway 8, and we'd just get a sticker. I mean, nobody wants to go throw a coin in there. The whole purpose is to flow through and not stop.
Yeah.
And so nowadays, everybody's just using the toll tag.
Yep.
You don't have to go to, FYI, you can go to an HEB or a local grocery store and pick up a toll tag, even if they're just visiting and touring around Houston.
So if you're going to be commuting, these are things that you're probably going to look into, while moving here. And it's actually something me and my wife have, even though we're not commuting a lot. You just have to have it, and then you can actually fill that account, or just every time it runs up 30, 40, 50 bucks.
Yeah.
It can charge again. But the cool part about that, guys, is you have 288, right? Or you have 59, any of these major highways, and parallel to it, next to it, is going to be like an HO or a toll, right? And so that basically is going to be zooming, and this one has it.
It's an HOV lane.
Right.
You know, it's an HOV, so that means commuters with 2 or more in the car. But they do allow for you to pay a toll on that as well.
Yep. So you can haul butt. So we hop right on. When we got right on.
Yeah. So
just
we just cruise downtown.
Yep.
And we go see where you see Meridiana Adventure Cove. I just want to kind of put a mile marker there, to say, a pinpoint.
That's where the wave pool is, right there, man.
Yes. So as you exit right there, you're going to see a gas station. There's a lot of shopping even on the other side of the freeway. There's another subdivision out there as well.
Yep.
And so you'll have like pizza. I mean, they're building so much commercial. Like when we just went in there, Jackson, how much commercial was in there from the time that we've been out? I've taken you out there previously.
It's really been rapidly growing. And the important part we need to talk about is 99 is going to be carving through the south.
Now, I got some news on that.
Yeah, what's that?
And so...
Breaking news?
Well, it's breaking news and not good news, so to say. It's still going to take a while on the project. We see the freeway there.
Yep.
I don't know when it's operational, but it's supposed to start in 2027 and completed by 2031. So it's a quite extensive project. Does that mean if they do from 288 to, say, League City, maybe that might be somewhere in a few more years, 4 years from now? But it's not right now.
Yeah, so the other direction going, back to the west and up north, that
towards
would
Richmond. And I had a conversation with someone about that, reaching out,
Yep.
Because they have family that lives in Shadow Creek Ranch, by the way, which is Pearland on 288.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be living in, working in Brookshire. So he was thinking maybe Richmond, Fulshire, I don't know.
Yeah.
We were talking about that, and he was like, oh, that's, a little bit ways out for that.
Yep.
So, those are the conversations we're having.
All the conversations. But let's get back to the map. Really break down Meridiana, Iowa Colony.
Yes, beautiful subdivision. What makes this so popular is not just the parks, the pools. In the schools, it's also the price point.
Right.
And so the price point is you have some good starter entry, beautiful homes, and then you go all the way up into you can get an exclusive $1 million house plus.
Yeah,
in
those
a gated
100-foot lots.
And 100-foot lots like we had discussed.
Yep.
And those are very few left at that point. So they're selective.
And then they're going to open up a section of 90-foot lots. So the thing about Meridiana, I think, which is sneaky, is it has every builder. In fact, it has one of the most impressive model home parks. So, like, you pull in and there's 3 separate cul-de-sacs. Each one of them's got 8 to 10 homes.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. The minute you walk in, you're greeted to a big, beautiful sign that says Meridiana.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to cruise through. You're going to go over a little bridge. You're going to have some lakes and waterways to the right and left, people pushing their kids in strollers.
Yep.
It's just really nice.
It was buzzing around
It was buzzing. There's a time I went in there to go have a burger in the burger shack, whatever, the Del Sol Shack or whatever you call it.
Cafe Soul.
Cafe Soul.
Cafe Soul. Which is also where the fitness center is. The fitness center has its own gated lap pool. And then outside of that, there's another pool and a giant kiddie splash pad. And then there's the Adventure Cove. There's basketball courts and soccer fields. It's developed. And the coolest part is that it has all 3 grade level schools.
I like that. Yep. So within the community, you have all 3 grade level schools.
Yep.
Elementary, middle school, and high school.
So if you're on the map there, why would people choose to live Meridiana area? What is the draw to being south of Houston?
There's a lot of differences. So people that live on the south side tend to stay out there.
Yeah.
A lot of people in Pearland, south side of South Houston, they move out there for convenience, the lifestyle and the availability of homes.
Mm-hmm.
Other people, majority of people drive into the medical center. It's one of the few that goes straight to the medical center. Over here, straight down 288. So let's do Meridiana to Medical Center, Houston. And so see if you...
Direct shot.
It's a direct shot, 21 miles, 25 minutes as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just a direct shot in. Not only that, if you can see, you're right there in the middle of downtown Houston. Let's do Two Shell, Houston, Two Shell Plaza, Walker Street. You just go straight up a little bit more, you're 25 miles. 22 miles to Medical Center, 25 miles to the heart of downtown Houston.
Yep.
lot of people work in those two areas.
Yeah, there's actually in that southwest area too. So now when we're pulled out, you can see you're next to Sugarland. You're right next to Sienna. You are next to Pearland. What is that major road too that's carving kind of like southeast? Is it Highway 6 right there?
Yes, Highway 6 is a big focal point, which is right over here.
Yeah.
And just to keep in mind, too, you're probably thinking, oh, man, 25 miles to the medical center for me to get the help emergency. No, there's other major medical.
Yeah.
There's Memorial Hermann in Pearland. So, I mean, that's roughly 8 to 12 miles away.
Yeah.
Most of Pearland, all the shopping, the Costco, all that stuff's about 7.5 to 8 miles away.
Where is it? Come on, Joe.
Let's go to Highway 6.
We're mapping moves.
So we're in Manvel Town Center right now. They're building a lot of infrastructure where the future of it, you're not having to go into a Pearland, even though it's not that far.
Right, because there's a fresh HEB right up in here.
Here's your fresh HEB.
Man, I've been to that one. That was fresh.
That's fresh out the box.
That HEB's pop-a-lockin'.
And so, yeah, that one's pop-a-lockin'.
Man.
HEB at its finest. And
oh, give me them Rizzos, baby. Smoke some ribs.
Yep. So there's the new HEB. They're going to have an anchored Lowe's out there. What does that mean? That means just more businesses coming, which is really great.
Yeah.
If you go down Highway 6 this way, FYI, that's where you're going out to Sienna, by the way.
Right.
Anyways, all that infrastructure is right there. And so just so I can show you real quick, let's see. Let me bounce over here between my little sites. Right here, Manvel Town Center, Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, these are all your anchors and all your stores out there. Look, they even have a Memorial Hermann.
Perfect.
Medical urgent care.
Yep.
Those are those little urgent care centers. But just saying, there's availability of different things out there.
Yeah, and it's all just fresh, brand new. Like they just built all that stuff. It's really nice, which is nice.
The new lots that they're building, I believe it was the 70 or 80-foot lots. They're going to be closer to Highway 6 for Meridiana.
Yep.
So that's going to give you a stretch right there down Highway 6 to all this shopping area.
Perfect. Yeah, and I think they're doing 90-foot lots.
And if you want to
show them on the map where that is, because there's Meridiana, so that means to the north. No.
Yes, right here. Here's Meridiana.
So up to the north a little bit is going to be where the new lots are of Meridiana.
Yeah, so they're going to come back here towards the back end, and you're going to be closer to Highway 6, where all that is. Now, Highway 6 goes two directions. You can either go to Sugarland, or if you go all the way down Highway 6, you'll end up in Galveston.
Galveston,
yes.
Galveston.
It'll hook all the way into 45, because I know someone might correct me and say, oh, it doesn't go into Galveston. You're going to hit 45, and then you're pretty much there.
Is that what you used to do back in the day, JoJo,
yes,
man?
So
roll
I
down
know this
Highway
area,
6?
guys. I was born in Galveston, Texas. South side is a lot of where my family is.
Yeah. Don't mess with JoJo on the south side. He knows.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been in Pearland, Cypress, Kingwood.
Yep.
So those are all the areas I've personally lived.
Man, Joe's been all over Houston. Not only that, but you've helped hundreds and hundreds and
that
hundreds
is
of
more
clients.
important than anything else. Yes, that we've helped so many hundreds of people.
We're not
all
there
over.
yet. In the future, we're gonna cruise over to if Manvel wasn't really their spot, maybe like the League City area is kind of another one that's growing as well.
And just so you know, because just to recap on what I was talking about, the ocean, Surfside is your closest beach to go fishing or enjoying a day. That is actually 42.7 miles away.
Yeah, and that's a cool beach over there. That's a sneaky one that people don't know
It's not super close,
about.
but it's there. And if you go to Surfside, you can actually cruise down this way, cross over this little bridge here, and then you end up on Galveston Island.
Yeah, that's where everybody fishes, that jetty and that bridge right there.
San Luis Pass.
San Luis Pass, yep.
Yeah, so it's nice out here. We just rented a beach house and stayed out there recently. It was really nice out here in Jamaica Beach.
Yep. I like the east side over there, Crystal Beach across from Galveston. That's my side. That's where we like to hang. Sneaky beaches. And that's the cool part about Houston that we don't mention a lot, is like how close you are to the coast to go hit the beaches and do all that.
But these aren't in a flood zone here by any means. So what do you get out here? You get a new town center. You have the entire network of Pearland, which has all the restaurants. I mean, outdoor shopping. Yeah. It's like they got their outdoor town center as well. It's real popular. So there's a lot to do. Not only that, you have access to different waterways. You have access to downtown, medical center. It's just a great location.
Yeah, it's actually to the medical center downtown area is the quickest direct shot. So the South Houston area is. The other thing about it, when you're down in that southwest Sugarlands, You're closer to like NRG Stadium for football games.
Yeah.
That whole Beltway area is like, I mean, there's everything you could imagine right there from Bass
and
Pro
they've been
Shops.
expanding. I mean, it's been a mess on 288, but it's finally opening up.
It was clean, smooth driving
now
yesterday.
you got some nice freeways. I'm telling you, when I was out there visiting my grandparents, I mean, it was basically a small road. I mean, it was 2 roads. Not that it's not like 100 years ago, but I'm just saying, you know, they've really expanded a lot within the past probably 10, 15 years.
And that's obviously because from Pearland to Sugarland, and everything's just being connected in there.
Correct.
We talk a lot about the northeast. Those are blowing up too, but this section down to the south, it's buzzing too. And I mean, it's right next door to Sienna, one of my all-time fave, you know, master plan communities. And Meridiana's got so much going on for it. But I think one of the appealing parts of Meridiana was the price points. Why don't we get into like some of the other builders, what they can get into, you know, expect for homes. And while he's pulling that up real quick, guys, hey, well, that's a good job. But I gotta talk to my peeps.
All right, let's go.
Mapping your move every single Wednesday. Please join us. We love doing this. Comment down below what areas, master plan communities, do you want us to do a mapping your move on. And every Saturday morning, we release our big vlog. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and then just put it in your calendar. Over 70% of our audience is watching us on the television set, which is really cool. Join us Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. Central. Wednesday nights like this, 5 p.m. Central. And we do help hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people move and relocate here. It's the thing that we love the absolute most. So make sure you get that contact information. I actually had a conversation with some people who moved who have relocation companies because they're coming with jobs. And JoJo and I just want to stress too, it's worth a phone call even if you have a relocation company. We work with a brokerage that has an international relocation team as well. So these are options that we may be able to help you still if you're relocating for work. Just reach out to us. There's the contact info. We love hearing from you guys. So Joey JoJo, look at that.
Lucky there.
Okay.
Oh, man, Jackson, where did we go? You pushed me into another site.
Man, I didn't do anything.
All right, so we're back. Now, here we are in the Meridiana site, and we wanted to let you know, even, you know, we were out there and we showcased 2 homes, Drees Homes and Shea Homes.
Yep.
Those are really nice, expansive homes.
The amphitheater.
You got everything, but there's more homes. There's down to 45-foot lots out there. We've showcased some of those before. There's Perry Homes out there, super popular builder.
Yep.
So there's still a lot of variety to choose
Weston,
from.
all, you know, there's a bunch. All right, Joe, get into that MLS. Let's see what's for sale in there.
Let's see what's for sale. And just so you know, Jackson, even though we showcase 2 builders and you might think, oh, man, that's way out of my price range. Like I'd mentioned at the beginning, they go from entry-level homes up to luxury-style homes, but they're all luxury because they are very nice and reputable builders. So, for example, you have Perry Homes, you have Chesmore Homes, you have Highland Homes, you have the energy-efficient David Wilkey Homes. And then those come in different tiers, you know, meaning some are 45, 50, 60-foot lots, and you're going to have different levels, and then that means different square footage on the homes. Same builder.
And you'll see, you know, we'll get into here, but, you know, some of those on the 40-foot, 45-foot lots, they advertise on their websites in the 200s to mid 200s. So we'll see actually what some of these are.
Yeah, if you're out here driving in Houston and you know you see signs that say 200s or 300s and you're like, well, where is it at? Guys, just know that that's the base price without any upgrades, without the lot premium. And then not only that, those signs could be 3 or 4 or 5 years old.
Man, I've seen them mugs like 15 years old.
They still have them in Kingwood.
Homes for $100,000
They still have
in
them in Kingwood,
baby.
Jackson. They're not even building new homes out there.
Where they leave them signs up forever.
They're like, well, where's those at, you know? Take me to.
Well, let's show them the truth.
All right, so let's go to Meridiana. Between Meridiana, you have probably, I would say, about 180 homes total. About 40 to 60 of them are resale homes. So there's a lot of new construction right now. Let's see what that says.
Doesn't say Meridiana.
Yeah, no, it said something else, right? Okay, yeah, if you look to the bottom left, it's 180 homes, and we'll take out the new homes. Let's see if that was right. Yeah, 65 homes.
Okay, 65 are resale?
Resale homes.
So you got 120-ish new construction homes out there.
So just know we've sold resale homes in the community as well. We've, you know, have several different clients across the board. I know a lot of times people reach out, Jackson, and they say, oh, I didn't know you guys did resale. No, we absolutely do. We're a full-service real estate company.
In fact, if you guys are local, we work with a lot of local people actually reaching out lately who are moving from where they live to, these new master plan communities. So if you are a local, reach out to us as well. We can help you sell your home and then move into that new.
And it's not just saying sell your home.
Yep.
Right now, with today's market, expansive inventory, and the experience, it takes a little bit more to know what that looks like to be able to transition you to sell your home into a new home.
Yeah. What does that mean too? That's a good point. Especially for somebody moving here out of state, like having that communication of when your house actually closes in a different state and moving here, it's not as easy as people think. Like you got to have a lot of communication so that
There's a lot of communication.
Yeah.
We like to know that we're working with professionals. Actually, we are our organization is so big in the relationships we have with builders across the nation, the top in the nation, that we're able to plug that in and have that great communication to get that home sold.
Yep. So years ago, you would see somebody sell a home in a different state. They're closing on that one, driving here, got all the U-Hauls and stuff, but didn't communicate closing dates. The one here may have extended or something, and now you're stuck for 4 or 5 days with your U-Haul in a hotel. So we don't want that to happen. That's one thing we help with relocation as well.
So back to where we were at, Jackson.
Yep. Let's get into the
new construction. Here we are, new construction. As I'd mentioned, the few builders out there, there's 115. That's on the books. Guys, we work with these builders. There's some that backed out on contracts. There's some that they're in building stage. They haven't put them on the MLS yet. So it doesn't mean that's everything that's available.
Mm-hmm.
And we have all that inventory as well when we reach out to our reps.
So let's see some of these home prices.
All right, so let's go. Let's dive into it. So, for example, the lowest priced house out there is $274. Always like to go to that. That's a duet type style.
Hey, which is a good point. There are some people, and that was one thing I noticed in here too. In the front, they had quite a few of these like townhome, duet style homes. But we
get the duet from Beezer Homes.
However, that's right.
They're a townhome type style, but they've named them that nice, pretty name, duet. However, why does this work for people, and why are they building them? Because there's a demand. There's a lot of people who don't want the maintenance. A lot of these come with the full maintenance package. You pay a little bit more, but you don't have to worry about lawn maintenance and anything. It's like a lock and, with the lock and key leave or whatever. Right. You travel a lot.
Yep.
You just need a place for home base.
Yep. And just budget whatever, and then you still get all the access to the pools and stuff.
Two families, whatever. Yep. They want to buy side by side but have their own separate space.
Yep. What does that get them, $270K?
That gets 1,400 square feet.
Yep.
On there, what does that look like? It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. They're really great the way they space them out on the inside. They still look exactly like if you were going to build it standalone as well. You're going to see the backyard. You're going to have a little yard in the back space. You have walk-in closets. You get all the bells and whistles.
And you get
you get a blank page.
Blank page. Okay, let's go.
We don't want to stop.
Single family. Yep, that shows the area.
All right, so let's go back. And I like to just let's go to a middle tier here. Middle tier, I would say 500 to 600. Let's just do 550 right in the middle. I'll take a 2,700 square foot. That is going to be a Perry home, 2,700 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage.
Yeah, these Perrys are always popular. People love them.
And a lot of times when you see pictures like this, Jackson, they give the design package so you kind of see what they're putting in the house.
Mm-hmm.
They give the floor plan. And you're not going to see what the actual house looks like because this is an approximate completion date, which is right here. It says August 29th. That's important, too, because a lot of people reach out. They're like, hey, Joe, we want that 2737 plan.
Yep.
But we can't close until October.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great because now we can find out, hey, that house, they have one, and it's going to be ready in October. So that could hit that timeline perfect.
Lock it up. The other thing, too, that these are all listed. Some of these, they'll list them before they're even being built. So they're on the market a long time.
Yeah. So like you see 236 days on the market.
Right.
It's because it's still in the build. This one's complete. But a lot of times what it is they've started it. They listed it the minute they started the build. Keep in mind, these homes take between 4 to 8 months.
Yep.
On there. Some, bigger homes will take 10 to 12 months.
And these are the ones that are completed now that you usually get, reach outs from the sales reps about, big incentives, price reductions. Look, that's a beautiful house right there.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. We have the separate, ovens there. It's got an expansive kitchen. It's got nice high ceilings, recessed cans throughout. It's got the niche ceiling on the entry, double door at that, as you can see.
Yeah, that's a really nice home right there.
And who it is? That is Drees, my
Who
friend.
it is, Dreezy baby. In the fives?
549. So it wasn't in that same series that we were looking at. You know, they had another one in their smaller lot section.
Yeah,
it's not a small lot, Jackson. Look, it's a 10,000 square foot lot.
That's the cool thing about there. They had a lot of big lots out that way. Yeah, Drees, they got some beautiful stuff out there.
I just wanted to go to the backyard.
Hey, that's got that slider too.
It's got the slider.
Man, there's a deal.
Hey, I should go back. Let's do the slider.
Woo.
Okay, so that's where you're at, and then I'll go into, right now, let's go into a little bit higher one, more square footage. Let's come over here. You got 4,900 square feet right now for $974.
Jeez, that's a lot of house.
And that is a Perry home. So you would have probably thought it was Drees or
Look
Shea.
at that. Look at that big old corner lot.
Look, got a nice wrapped around staircase, double doors. They've already decorated the fireplace.
And you get the fireplace and
from
mantle.
Floor to ceiling. Two-tone cabinets. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a massive kitchen.
Oh, that's a double island too.
And
that is
look
sick.
at all the windows. So, so this hits home as well. A lot of great features in it.
Hold on, go back. What was that?
What you got,
Is that an
Jackson?
office? Go back. No, that's not an office. It's like a dining room. Yeah, it must be. You know, we got to go out and blog these so we can see them. Oh, it's got the movie theater,
There's
baby.
the movie theater right there, painted and ready to go.
Almost 5,000 square foot home.
Plenty
Big
of yard
old
for a
lot.
pool.
Sheesh.
So anyways, this is what's available out there. I know a lot of people probably ask, well, what's the maintenance fees? HOA's $1,800 a month. Okay. So that gives you the park, the pool, the restaurants.
I don't think it's $1,800 a month.
I mean, my bad.
I was like, you looked at me and I was like,
let me clear my throat.
I was about to say, end the video.
That's a good point, though, Jackson. So throughout the years, we've had so many people reach out because they're searching all these different search portals, and they'll see $1,800.
Yep.
And we have Zoom calls with them, and they're like, my goodness, it's that expensive. No, that's per year.
Per year, yeah. So what is that, about 120 a month, give or take? But that is to have access to all the resort pools, to the the splash pads, all of that stuff that's in there. You know, it's
not to
great
micromanage. As a matter of fact, we just had a call with someone, and they thought, "Oh man, does the HOA care about the inside of my house?" I'm like, "No, it's for the mere aesthetics. They don't want you to paint your brick house bright purple.
Right.
You know, they don't want you having jacked up car in the front of the grass changing oil.
Yep.
You know, so it keeps the aesthetics and the value of the community.
Very important. But yeah, definitely.
And the landscaping and everything else that goes in it.
Yeah, because when we were in the Oregon area in Beaverton, like ours was $270 a month, I think, and we had a piece of grass like the size of my laptop, and a swing out in front.
And that's
like
all
that
you
was
get.
all we got. We didn't get anything else from that. There was nothing else in that.
That's it.
And that was like a low HOA.
Wow.
So yeah, when we came here, I mean, it was night and day difference. So yeah, what to you? Where does Meridiana kind of stand compared to maybe the major other suburbs? You know, if you go to Cypress or go up north, like price wise, do you get pretty good bang for your buck out there compared to what you've seen other places?
I would say you get a few % off. I mean, it's not huge. However, if you're going to compare to say like a major one like Sienna or Bridgeland, I mean, there's a big price difference for the same exact home.
But that's a good. We were talking about this driving yesterday. Some people don't always want the best of the best deals because you want to pay for something nice. You want to live somewhere nice.
I was talking about, there's certain people who want a lifestyle and they want to pay for it. They don't want to know that they're getting the deal. They want to know that they're getting the lifestyle, they're getting the choice, and they're getting exactly what they want.
Yep.
And they want to be around that type because they've worked and that's what they're looking for.
So Meridiana is one of those you drive into and you kind of get wowed. I mean, like you said, you go in, the beautiful signs, it's matured in there. You got all the lakes and you got these really cool bridges that go over them. A lot of homes are already established. The place is buzzing. There's people just out, walking and fishing and just
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. And then having all your amenities already done, having all the schools in there. I think it's just really cool to see something fully developed, but still have another 2,000 homes to go.
And I'll tell you this. I mean, a lot of people will comment, well, the construction or the traffic.
Right.
Look, where there's traffic in Fulshire, there's traffic in Cypress. that is one thing that you really can't get out of.
Yep.
That is just part of the lifestyle of being surrounded by a major hub like Houston, Texas.
A major hub. That's right. So, did you have anything else to share about that? Or we're looking pretty good. In the meantime, guys, again, we love reading the comments. We want to do some more of these mapping your moves of areas that you guys are really looking into. So make sure you guys comment. And again, this is our contact information. The one thing we love the most is hearing from you guys. Even if you're relocating for work and you got a relocation come, just reach out to us, see what we can do to help. And in the meantime, this is an entire playlist of mapping your move. So go through these guys, watch them, take notes, figure out what areas work for you, figure out what areas don't work for you, and then you reach out to us. We help with the whole thing. But check that playlist right there.